Hi there. This is a short video just to tell you a bit about the Control Shift partner event that we're holding on the 26th of November in Birmingham, and to give you a little bit of the thinking behind the event and what we'll be doing actually on the day. My name's Mike Thomas. I work for Transition Network, overseeing a project called Transition Together, and also been involved in Control Shift for many years. And also on this video will be Carolina, who's also been involved in Control Shift, and we'll be talking a bit more about what we're actually going to do on the day. So for people who don't know, Control Shift's been around for several years now and is a collective impact network with aim of shifting power, particularly building community power within communities and helping communities to direct and design the futures that they want. Just a little bit of history around Control Shift is that it was formed in about 5 or 6 years ago by Andy Goldring and Mark Walton from Shared Assets and several other people who wanted to create a positive vision for the UK coming out of the Brexit vote. That led to 2 summits, one that happened in Wigan and one that happened in Stoke. And the idea of those summits was to hold events in areas and bring together local people and national organisations to explore what a new positive future could look like for the UK. Both these events were quite exciting, and lots of people turned up, and lots of stuff happened out of there, and particularly good benefits for the area of Stoke, and lots of connections with organisations were made, and lots of activity came out of those. But over the last kind of couple of years, we've been a bit less outward focusing and more inward focusing, and we've been doing what we've called a lot of prototypes work. And we got the Control Shift project has been supported by funding that we got through Transition Network from the National Lottery. So we've been using that money to support activity. And the prototypes work that we've been doing has been supporting communities to do innovative activities or projects, so supporting different things to happen. For example, in Hull, there was a Constellations project done where they brought together loads of different actors from within the city of Hull to explore what could happen if people began to organise across different sectors and different communities. And there's been about another 6 or 7 prototype projects that have been funded with small grants. Also coming out of the prototypes work has been a community of practice has been established, where those projects, people involved in running those projects, got together and began to share their ideas and their thinking and supporting each other to deliver their projects to have more impact. So alongside this, what we've also wanted to be doing is to create what we call a more national partner network. And that national partner network is really focused on organisations that act at a national level or have an idea which is nationally significant. And the reason for that is that we recognise that there's lots of organisations out there doing work, but a lot of them aren't connected up, particularly if they're outside of each other's sectors. So my experience of working in Transition Network with the Transition Together project is that I've been in contact with those organisations which are most closely aligned to the work that we do. So, for example, we have very strong links with Permaculture Association and other organisations through Control Shift, but we don't have those connections in the wider social change or innovation world. So we recognise that that is not a great thing, because there's lots of potential opportunities, synergies and solidarity activity that could happen if we were connected more widely. And also if we could see what was going on, we would be able to support each other's work and potentially have more impact collectively. And what we're also thinking with this process that we're trying to establish now is that having a network which is very action orientated. So we don't want to create a partner network that is just a drain on people's time. What we want to do is to have network which does have collective impact. So the only point of us getting together is to think about what actions we can do to increase the outcomes that we want to achieve. And this is really informed by a systems thinking approach. And what we want to do over the event is to really gain a collective overview of what's going on in the UK across different sectors, and to use the collective intelligence that will be in the room to begin to understand how we might be able to shift power and have more impact. We also recognize that this is an experiment, and we hope it will be successful, but also, you know, it may be challenging and it may not lead somewhere, but we feel like it's really worth having a go at this. And we believe if we can get a holistic picture across different sectors and really begin to understand the current context and what's impacting on the UK at the moment and communities, and what the opportunities are, as well as the threats, we can begin to understand how to organize ourselves to act together to shift power. And that could be through collective activity or through just understanding what each other is doing and providing a space to see and make visible what's going on, so we can then begin to make those connections to act with different organizations to create more positive impact and a better positive future for communities across the UK. So I'm now going to pass over to Carolina, who's going to talk through a bit about the actual structure of the day and some more of the actual logistics of what's going to happen. So over to you, Carolina.
Thanks, Mike. Hi, everybody. So yeah, let's start with where. So it's going to be in Birmingham on Tuesday, the 26th of November, 2024, this year. And we'll be starting at 9 a.m. for coffees and registration. And then we'll kick off activities from 9:30, and that goes all the way through to 5 p.m. And we'll be gathered in the Midlands Art Centre in Birmingham. In terms of who's going to be there, so just to add to what Mike said, so we are inviting organizations of national significance because of the scale of their operations. So organizations that have networks, for example, that span countrywide. We are looking to bring people from across the system. So that means, you know, those who are, let's say, deconstructing the old institutions or finding new ways to work with the old institutions, and people who are building the new, whether it's in the political sphere, the economic sphere, the social sphere. So yeah, we want the whole system to be in the room, basically. In addition, we are looking for organizations who have ideas that would significantly benefit communities nationally if the idea was fully implemented or widespread. So this might be an organization that doesn't have a national reach, but their idea has huge potential to impact, community support power shifting at a national scale. So in terms of what we'll be doing during the day, we want to create space to allow organizations to connect. Well, people really represent organizations to start connecting and building relationships between them. We want to start organizing ourselves according to how we are shifting power, and also start to build an understanding within and across groups about how the present and possible future might play out. We want to get you to share your organization's activities, your needs and offers, surface synergies and new collaborations. And finally, we want to allow open space where you can propose ideas for joint action and freely organize to begin acting. We're hoping this will be the beginning of something significant and, you know, continue to build on what we already have as Control Shift. So in terms of how you can participate, so participation is by invitation only. If you want to participate, please write to us at admin@controlshift.org.uk. Note that the deadline for signing up is the 31st of October at the latest. The event is free to attend, and there will be lunch and refreshments offered. We have a limited budget for travel costs for those who really need the support, and we're assigning that budget on a first come, first served basis. Finally, if you would like to find out a bit more about Control Shift and some of the bits we've been talking about in this video today, please go to controlshift.org.uk. And that's it. Thank you for listening. We hope you'll be inspired and wish to come and be with us to shift power.